Welcome to our video. Please subscribe to my channel and like my video. In this video, we will learn about constructors in C++. A constructor is a member function that has the same name as the class. The constructor's purpose is to initialize an object of a class. If construct It constructs an object and can set values to data members. If a class has a constructor, all objects of that class will be initialized by a constructor call. So when an object is created, our code inside the constructor runs. So first we are going to look at default constructor. A constructor without parameters or with default parameters set is called a default constructor. It is a constructor which can be called without arguments. So let's see a simple example. So in our class, we have inside public my class constructor, and it's gonna print default constructor. And just the end of line. So let's create the object of our class, and this will invoke a default constructor. So let's do that. So here we have my class. And when we run, we see the message of default constructor. So when we create an object of our class, this default constructor is called. So let's just clear the terminal first. Now we are going to see another example of a default constructor, the constructor with the default arguments set. So we are going to have here in our constructor int a set to some value 10 and int b and its value set to 20. If a default constructor is not explicitly defined in the code, the compiler will generate a default constructor for us. But when we define a constructor of our own, the one that needs parameters, the default constructor gets removed and it is not generated by a compiler. Constructors are invoked when object initialization takes place. They cannot be invoked directly. Constructors can have an arbitrary number of parameters, in which case we can call them user provided constructors. So let's see if I have hint. This is gonna remove the default values for this constructor, and inside our public we have variables and x and y, And here we are just going to set the values of our class variables x and y. So x values is set to a's value and y value is set to b's value. And in our main function, we are going to invoke a user provider constructor. So we're just gonna pass some values, 40 and 90. So these value will be set in our constructor. And we're just going to print out those values. So that will be m dot x, and then we're just gonna add a space. Then we are just going to print value of y and then end of line. So these value we are will be sent to the constructor here at the time of object initialization, and here we are setting the value of class variables x and y. So let's run our code, and here's that. But to keep on learning, please subscribe to my channel Awesome Code, like my video, keep supporting me, and thank you for watching.